You join us today from Volvo Ocean Race headquarters in Alicante, where earlier this morning, Richard Brisius, Volvo Ocean Race president, released a statement detailing tragic circumstances during leg 7.
So I'm very saddened to let you know that we have probably lost one of our crew members in the Volvo Ocean Race, John Fisher. Yesterday we were informed by the Sunghun-Kai Scallywag sailing team that they had a man overboard situation, and they immediately started a search and rescue operation and carried this out under very difficult circumstances with big waves, big winds and cold conditions. And the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center also activated a search operation together with race control here, and the ship has been diverted to the area. It's over 1 day away. But after several hours of searching, the crew on Scallywag decided to abandon their search operation. And this is, of course, a terribly sad moment for all of us. And first and foremost, our thoughts are with John Fisher's family and with the crew members on board Sunghun-Kai Scallywag.
Sunghun-Kai Scallywag were approximately 1,400 miles west of Cape Horn in gale force conditions, which put them approximately 200 miles upwind of the rest of the fleet. At the time, the sea state was around 6 meters, and Sunghun-Kai Scallywag were heading northeast, running on port jibe, heading away from the ice exclusion zone following several days of intense racing. All the fleet have been contending with heavy winds and rough sea state, well known for this part of the world. I'm joined now in race control in Alicante by Phil Lawrence, race director for the Volvo Ocean Race. Phil, talk us through what happened.
Well, what we know now is that at approximately 1300 UTC yesterday, SHK Scallywag was around 1400 miles from Cape Horn and about 200 miles behind the main fleet, sailing downwind in strong conditions, maybe 35 to 40 knots and 6 meter seas, when crew member John Fisher went overboard. The crew immediately turned the boat round, started to sail slowly upwind and commenced a search pattern to look for John.
And as the crew and the team were responding to that incident, what was happening here in race control to assist?
Well, race control monitor the boats all the time. They saw the SHK Scallywag stop and turn round. We could tell from the telemetry that the rig was up and the sails were all okay, so we knew it was probably a man overboard situation. In that situation, we don't immediately contact the boat because we know the sailors are totally preoccupied in trying to rescue the man overboard. So we give them some time to get that before we start talking to them. In fact, they sent us an email at 1340 hours to notify us, and then we activated all the marine rescue authorities.
Are any specific details known about what caused John Fisher to go into the water?
We don't have that information at the moment. We will get it when we get a chance to interview the crew. As you can imagine, they're very, very shocked, very distressed. Our total focus at the moment is getting the boat safely to Chile. They are in bad weather conditions. Race control is sorting out a routing for them that will keep them safe and get them to a port on the Chile coast.
Now, at the time of the incident, none of the other teams in the Volvo Ocean Race were diverted back to help. Can you explain why?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the other teams were some 200 miles ahead, downwind, very, very strong gale force winds and very large seas. If we'd turned the fleet around to go back, we'd have placed those boats in danger. They'd have been going upwind into huge seas and a worsening sea state. And also, it would have been very slow. It would have taken them at least 24 hours to get back to the scene.
Do we know anything at this time about the safety equipment that John Fisher was wearing?
Every sailor in the Volvo Ocean Race is fully equipped with a wide range of safety equipment, a survival suit, life jacket, harness, personal locator beacons, strobe lights, and we understand, but haven't confirmed yet, that John was wearing his safety equipment.
Well, we understand that Sunghun-Kai Scallywag have had to leave the area. Can you fill us in as to what their intentions are now? What's their next steps?
So the main focus now is to get the boats safely to the Chilean coast into a port in Chile. They're still in very difficult sea conditions. Race control are supporting them all of the way, planning a safe routing for them, keeping them updated and monitoring their progress.
And the other teams on the water at the moment, what's been the communication between race control where we are now and the other sailors?
Well, the other teams are also in very difficult conditions, gale force winds approaching Cape Horn, so they have a lot on at the moment. After this incident yesterday, we sent them a short notice notifying them of what had happened. And this morning, we notified them that sadly John had not been found.
Right, well, thank you, Phil, for taking the time to talk to us. A very difficult day for everybody at the Volvo Ocean Race and fans of the race all the way around the world. And I'm sure I speak to everybody watching when I say that our thoughts are with John Fisher's friends and family at this time. The 6 other boats in the Volvo Ocean Race fleet are making their way eastward. While Team Brunel is still the most easterly boat, the other teams are only 50 miles behind. Weather conditions remain challenging and race control is focused on getting the fleet safely round Cape Horn, approximately 900 miles ahead.